What's going on, everybody? TheKennyDubz here with another part of my Jacob's Orbital Elevator Challenge Mode climb. It's been a while since I uploaded one of these. I've been being a little bit lazy, combination with that and not really having time to sit down and record this. But this time we're going to be taking on floors 16 through 20, so let's jump into it. So, starting off at floor 16 as amplification for launcher type weapons. So as per usual, I'm starting off with Pallet here. I switched her chip for the flight assistance device rather than having the tracking system, I believe. And Iron Gun still has the same increased damage rate. For cards, as per usual, again, I have Bat and a green card that just triggers a Bat because Bat requires green plus red to trigger. For those of you that don't know what Batten does, every 10 seconds when you defeat an enemy, you regain HP equal to 10% of your attack. So it's very, very helpful in PvE stages and stages like Jacob's. This floor is actually pretty simple. There's just there's a bunch of wheels that come down, and I'm not sure of the enemy name. Little satellite-like enemies. I have to go for the Storm Eagle chip here because Storm Eagle chip will rack up some more damage on the enemies alongside the the Mao chip. Let's use up the giant spike ball. I probably should just go with double Storm Eagle to be quite honest. Although I know Storm Eagle is an event chip and it has not had a recurrence yet, so that kind of sucks. Although I do think it's in the monthly rewards for this month, but this stage isn't too bad. On top of that, the light wave cannon I have, which is available either from the gacha or by making it via the lab research level 4, I believe. It also has the potential to lower the attack of whatever it hits, so that's quite nice as well. And just like as I usually do with Pallet, I try to jump in the air before using her ion gun to try to mitigate the recoil on it. Outside of that, there's not really too much to say about this floor. Just dodge the wheels and be careful of the little satellite enemies. And this floor will be pretty easy to stand by, or pretty easy to clear. Alright, floor 17 features a amplification for melee type weapons. So what I'm going to do here is, again, we're still going to be using Pallet, but I'm going to switch it up a little bit here. I'm going to be using, I believe, the Triangle Saber, which is again available for free. The boss challenge, I believe it's the green robot, the RJ55. Or something to that effect, and the Standard Saber. The Standard Saber features a defense increase and destroy armor, which is good for inflicting more damage. Chameleon chip and red, I forgot the robot name, but it's the boss from X7 that leaves behind the electric shockwave, which is good. Now this floor is actually pretty simple too, just because it has a lot of the ride armors, and as you can see here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the ride armors close enough to me so I can hit them while I'm crouching. But I wasn't able to do it right there, so what I do instead is I just kind of jump up top and try to get it there. There's a right armor on the stage too, so this was actually really free. Although I do mess up a few times here because I'm not close enough to the right armors, so I have to get a little bit closer to them while I'm crouching. And then right there I actually end up getting hit, which sucks. But if you're a small enough character, like not Sigma or Massimo sized, you can kind of just crouch in front of the ride armors and easily take them out, which is a very nice thing to note for floors like this. It'll be very useful on a floor later on, but it's not that useful for this floor just because you can use the ride armor. And for the most part here, I was trying to not use the ride armor, and right there I was too close to the opposing ride armor while I was crouching, so I was in its hitbox while I was crouching, so I was still taking damage. And right here I'm just like, my HP is low, I'm gonna have to like be careful, and then I'm just like, all right, whatever, I'm just gonna jump in the ride armor. It's not that big of a deal. This was almost done as it is. I did most of it without the ride armor, but the ride armor makes this a joke. Like there's another floor like this with the ride armor, and it's really simple. You can just blow up the bunnies with your missiles, and the missiles have splash damage so that you can hit things above or below you depending on if you're on one of the upper platforms. And the charge punch penetrates enemies in the path, all enemies in the path, so you can just kind of use that and get rid of lines of enemies, and that's it. Most of the enemies were taken out prior to getting the ride armor on this one. A few blunders on my behalf, but this floor was pretty simple as well. Alright, floor 18 features amplification for machine gun. I'm going Massimo here, and this floor actually has a mini boss fight. So Massimo, I'm just going to be using the standard Massimo stuff, both shield chips on his abilities. But the cards is where I try to change things up a little bit. I don't think you really need these cards. It's probably doable, easily doable without these. But I put Commander Yemark and Frost Walrus. Commander Yemark is just there for the machine gun amplification, and Frost Walrus is just there because it's a blue card that triggers off of green. Although that doesn't really matter because it affects sprayers. I just really wanted the triggering of Commander Yemark there. So the two mini bosses here are actually Mole Borer and the RJ55. I think I'm saying that name right, but it's the green robot that's annoying because it throws its claw at you and that claw can block damage. So here, I just kind of want to take out one of them first. I opt to go for the Mole Borer first because it's easier to take out. You see, I already chunked it to just about dead, to be honest. It's at about a 4th HP already. And the robot over there is just kind of annoying, like I said. So I'm just going to kind of spam my abilities, especially the laser, to get the shields. And then I'm going to get close to this robot here and just use my shotgun, because shotgun is pretty good at close range. And I wouldn't be jumping every so often because, as you might be aware, if it grabs you, it kind of like it stuns you and slams you into the wall. So I kind of want to avoid that as much as I can. But thanks to Massimo shields, I took little to no damage during that, so that was very, very nice. I used the I forgot his name. Oh my gosh, Overdrive Ostrich chip there. I probably could have used almost anything else that I had, maybe Toxic Seahorse or something, but I don't think the chip decision there really mattered all that much. Alright, next floor, floor 19, amplification for sprayer damage. And for this floor, for me, the first time I did it was quite annoying. I'm going to be switching over to the flame sprayer and the snow spray, switching over my cards to Batten and the mummy from the Halloween event. It kind of shows how old this is because this was just around the time the Halloween event was going on. And you can see my level is level 98 there as opposed to the video uploaded the other day. So I've actually had this sitting for quite a while. Now this stage actually features falling blocks and spikes along the wall. And the enemies tend to spawn in on top of me a lot. Now that's more of a personal issue, to be honest, because of where I tend to stand in this stage. I think the hardest part of this stage is dealing with the falling blocks along with the wheels, right? Because I tend to hug the right hand side, as you're going to see here in a little bit. Like, I like to stand over here, right? But a lot of times that's where the enemies will spawn in, like the wheels will just spawn in and hit me there constantly. And that was my issue the first time I did this stage. But with Massimo, I can use shields and kind of abuse Bat a little bit. And if you have your snow spray at 4-star, that will be very helpful right here. I didn't upgrade mine to 4-star just yet. I have the memories too, but I wanted to at least show a little bit more of Jakob's challenge without having my snow spray at 4-star. Although having it at 4-star is extremely useful for stages that have sprayer amplification, and just, you know, kind of in general, because it's a pretty good weapon. And like I said, I think the most annoying part about this is just the falling blocks, because you have to avoid those occasionally, and if you're not aware of where they're gonna fall in from, you don't really have any real indication of that either, right? Because at first I thought it was gonna be pretty obvious. It was like, okay, right to left, or left to right, and then it's just like, no, we're just gonna kind of fall in somewhat different order, as they didn't like complete one level and then go to another level. But that's neither here nor there, as that stage is finished. It's not that bad. It's more, like I said, it's more so a matter of the enemies just spawning in on top of me, at least for me personally. And now we get to floor 20, the hardest of this bunch. Just has Buster amplification, and if you use Zero, his I forgot the name of it. It's his Sea Flasher type skill gets the amplification as well. I'm gonna go with X for this. Now this is the hardest stage out of this segment for me. because I already beat this once. And you might remember how I was explaining the last segment of floors I did. The bosses, they just register that I beat the bosses. So they're not going to retain any damage that I take there, or that I just do to the bosses there. So I'd have to do it in one run. So what I end up doing is splitting this into 2 separate runs, because on my first run with X, you're going to see I do X amount of damage, and then I have to do another run to do another X amount of damage, because I can't complete this all in one run with the characters that I'm using. Oh, also the card that I used there was just because it was a yellow card, so it triggers access to other cards. But this is Vile. Vile's pretty free, to be honest. You shouldn't really have too much issue with him. He's pretty easy to deal with. The thing that makes this fight annoying is the stupid satellite ads, because they will keep hitting you, and they keep respawning depending on what attack he's doing. Now, if using smaller characters, you don't really need to worry about much versus Vile, which is kind of why I say he's free for the most part, because all you need to do is just like duck under his shots. But I'm getting a very unfortunate pattern here, and he keeps spawning in the enemies, which is quite annoying. So I want to take those out so that I don't auto-target them, or just, you know, kind of take damage while trying to avoid Vile himself, because Vile himself isn't an issue. It's the ads that he spawns that are annoying. So I have to keep dividing my time between taking out the ads and like dodging Vile, because he keeps spawning the ads because I'm getting a dog water pattern. But overall, this fight isn't too bad, and right here you can see I can duck under that. Again, characters like Sigma, Massimo, they're too big to duck under that, so you won't be able to just duck under that with them. Now, this fight, like I said, it's really, really easy. It's just the ads that are really, really annoying. And I'm using the Mega Buster and the Military Buster here. You can obviously use something better. Like, I probably could have gotten away with... would I have been able to one-tap him? Not one-tap, but one-round him if I used the Biochemical Buster? I'm not sure. I would have gotten a lot more damage in, because I would have got the dot damage. But using X, X has Buster Mastery. And he also has Defense Crush in his kit inherently at 5-star. So that's why I wanted to break out X for this. Now, Mega Man Vaughn will probably be pretty good for this too, because his Crusher can hit multiple times, and your Shining Laser can just clear out the waves of the pillars. Now right there, I actually die, because I took a lot of damage kind of like haphazardly earlier on. But I got him down to about 9 HP bars. Or just under, you know, just around 9. So what I opted to do was keep that run, and then switch over to Classic Mega Man. Now, Classic Mega Man, I'm using kind of the stuff I typically use in Classic Mega Man. And for the cards here, it doesn't really matter for the cards. Like, you don't need the seal cards. I just kind of bought them because when I was doing my last PvP climb, they synergized well with the oh god, I forgot the name of the card. That the green card I put on there. I can't believe I forgot the name of that. Wow. But Classic Mega Man also has a Buster Mastery, so when equipping Busters, I do more damage, and that's what I want. So here, all I have to really do, in theory, is 9 HP bars worth of damage, because that's where he would have been stopped at had I, you know, had this been my first attempt at this. I wouldn't have to worry about dealing all 24 HP bars worth of damage in one run. And right there, the stupid enemies, the weenie enemies, they take my attention away from Vile. I wanted to fire at Vile, and again, I'm getting these bad patterns. It's very, very annoying, actually, how bad these patterns I'm getting are. Because I've had some runs where he doesn't do this as many times as all. But, you know, that's how just how it be sometimes. So, not much else to say about this, really. I just had to do 9 HP bars worth of damage because I've already done 15 bars worth of damage in a previous run. And I'm doing a much better job at, like, not getting hit this time. Unfortunately, Classic Mega Man doesn't do as much damage as X because he doesn't have the Defense Crush inherently. And his cards aren't out yet, so there is that. But thankfully, Vile starts getting me a good pattern, and I am able to just unload some damage onto him. We're on to 17 bars of HP already at the 1 minute mark, so that's not too bad. Yeah, like there really isn't much else for me to say about this. Like, it's just very repetitive. I'll try to have more of these up more consistently. It's just been a pain. We also had an issue a little while back where characters weren't getting refreshed, so I didn't want to like try to record and then just be out of characters for like a few days. But that's long since been solved. The hardest part for these is going to be doing the bosses. I might just start using S rank characters and weapons for these, to be honest, just because the later stages are going to be annoying for the ones I've done, at least until like floor 30 something, because that's when I decided that I would want to like record this series, because I've been trying to use mostly like below S rank characters prior to this, but now I have classic Mega Man and not classic Mega Man, Mega Man Volnut and Battle Mega Man, so things can be a lot more interesting. However, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Maybe this helped you out. If it did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Helps the channel out, helps me grow, shows me that you're enjoying the content. And I'll hopefully have more of these, again, like I said, up soon. I just have to like make time and have time to record them and then edit them. But yeah, hopefully everyone's pulls for Proto Man went well and everyone's enjoying using the new unit. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Later.